We're going to be giving you our list of the most overpowered Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus. For the sake of diversity, I'm not going to be including any of the starter Pokemon, or any legendaries, as they just dominate the list and the video would be incredibly boring. This should give you some cool ideas for new Pokemon to add to your team, and I can guarantee that if you choose to use any of these, they'll clean up in battle. Starting off strong, we've got a dual entry of Magmortar and Electivire. We combine these two as they are a carbon copy of each other, but one is a fire type and one is an electric type. Whilst their stats are spread a little bit differently, with Magmortar being more of a special attacker and Electivire being more of a physical attacker, they still both have a base stat total of 540, which is extremely high for a non-pseudo legendary Pokemon. They're also really easy to obtain and use, with Magmar being available at Firespit Island and Electabuzz being found in the Coronet Highlands. Not only that, but in previous games you would have to obtain a Magmarizer or Electorizer, give it to the Magmar or Electabuzz to hold, and then trade it. Whereas in Legends you can easily just buy these items at the trading post, or get lucky and find them in space-time distortions. And you don't even need to trade. They actually act as an evolutionary stone, making the whole process so much easier, and also making both of these Pokemon extremely overpowered. They each have really strong moves as well that they can learn through leveling up, and will absolutely destroy some of the hardest trainers in the game, so definitely don't sleep on them. Next up we have Hisuian Zoroark. Zoroark has always been a good Pokemon to add to your team, and its Hisuian form is no different. Once you can visit Alabasta Islands after gaining your 5th star rank and defeating the Frenzied Electrode, you can find Zorua really easily. Once you have it, you are only required to level it up to 30 before it can evolve. Seeing as you can catch it around level 26, this will be an extremely easy and quick process. What you get for that is a Ghost and Normal type with a base stat total of a very respectable 510. Its main strengths lie in its speed and both special and physical attack. This is very powerful in Legends, as speed can make a huge difference in battle, with the new turn-based mechanics allowing for 2 turns in a row sometimes. Along with the hard-hitting nature of Zoroark, it also learns some amazing moves leveling up that complement its stats, such as Bitter Malice and of course Shadow Ball. We just had to include a fairy type on the list, and we've gone for Togekiss. Fairy types have been generally overpowered in Pokemon for years now, and they are no different in Legends Arceus. We've gone for Togekiss due to its base stat total being a ridiculous 545. Seeing as Fairy is effective against Dragon, it'll be your best bet for taking down some of the late game Pokemon, that otherwise would have caused you massive issues, but it also has a dual typing of Flying, meaning that it offers a ton of type diversity to your team. Its incredibly high special attack also makes it a huge asset, with it learning Extra Sensory and Moonblast at pretty low levels, both of which are hard-hitting special attacks. It's also very bulky, with amazing physical and special defense. The only thing not to like about this Pokemon is its physical attack, but that's not really an issue at all as it only learns special attacks whilst leveling up. There's no reason not to use one, especially as you can catch a Togetic as early as the Crimson Mylands. And evolving one is as simple as finding or buying a shiny stone, which you can either get from a space-time distortion or from the trading post. Kleavor was introduced in the gameplay adverts leading up to the release of Legends, and caused a fair bit of buzz. It has a really cool design that suits the time period of Hisui, and gains an additional rock type to Scyther's original bug typing. Its base stat total is 505, which is a little bit lower than some of the other Pokemon on this list, but certainly not to be laughed at. With an outrageous 135 physical attack, this thing can do some damage. Where it falls short is its special attack, but much like Togekiss, you'll never be needing that anyway. Whilst it doesn't learn many strong rock type moves, it does learn X-Scissor and then eventually Close Combat at level 43. These 2 moves alone will be more than enough to make Kleavor a valuable member to your team. Evolving it is slightly tricky, but not too bad to be honest. You'll need to give it a Black Augurite, which can be found by Ursaluna when digging around, but also has a small chance to be dropped by Wild Graveler when you defeat them. Despite the somewhat annoying evolution process, this Pokemon should definitely be in your thoughts when you construct your teams. Hisuian Goodra has taken on a new type in Steel, which makes for a very interesting combination with its original Dragon typing. This is the first pseudo-legendary we've included on the list, and for good reason. All pseudo-legendary Pokemon have a base stat total of 600, making them far superior to most other wild Pokemon. Hisuian Goodra's stats are so well balanced, with every stat bar HP and speed being over 100. Not only this, but it also has 150 special defense, so can sit in and take hits for days whilst you're under fire in battle. The value that this gives to your team is great, as there are a few battles near the end game where you'll certainly need a stalling Pokemon. Don't let that take away from its brilliant attacking stats as well though. It really is the full package. You can find Goomy really early on too in the Crimson Mylands. There's even an Alpha Sliggoo that you can catch if you're lucky. This Sliggoo actually comes at level 50, meaning that you can evolve it straight away as long as it's raining. The wide variety of moves that this Pokemon learns just adds to the long list of reasons why you should use it. With it learning Iron Head, Dragon Pulse and Hydro Pump leveling up, there aren't many Pokemon that can stand in its way. Alakazam has always been overpowered, since Generation 1 where it was just stupidly good. It's always been a super fast, special attacking machine, with a base stat total of 500. It might seem good at best, but when you look a little deeper, it really has imbalanced stats, with a crazy 135 special attack and 120 speed. This allows it to outspeed most Pokemon on the game and probably knock them out in one hit too. Its level up moveset actually lets it down a bit in Legends, as it only really learns powerful physical psychic attacks, until level 43 when it learns Psychic. This is well worth the wait though, as you'll be easily one-shotting any opponents and will frequently get 2 turns in a row against slower Pokemon. You can also find an Abra in Obsidian Fieldlands, so very early on, and with the new feature of Link Cords you can evolve it without trading, so it's easier than ever to use one. On to the final member of our list and the second pseudo-legendary Pokemon that we've included, Garchomp. There's no need to explain to you why Garchomp is overpowered, but I'm going to do it anyway. As previously mentioned, it has a base stat total of 600, with the stats leaning more towards physical attack, defense, and speed. Speed is arguably the most important stat in Legends, due to the new take on turn-based mechanics, so this really plays into Garchomp's hands. It's a dragon and ground type, which gives it access to some incredible moves such as Outrage and Earth Power, but on the other hand, it does make it quad weak to ice type attacks. You can find a Gibble a little bit later on in Coronet Highlands, and it's easy to evolve due to it only needing to be leveled up to level 24 and then 48. If you want to easily mow through the majority of the game after this point, I'd recommend adding Garchomp to your team. There's a reason that Cynthia is considered the hardest Elite Four champion of all time, and a lot of it is down to her having one of these on her team, so you should get one too. So there are 7 overpowered Pokemon that you should add to your team in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Which Pokemon do you think deserve to make this list? Let us know in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching and we'll see you in the next video.